welcome to Friday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, and a debut on the channel today for sdholmes and their puzzle Sphere of Influence, which has been recommended to us by none other than the great Qodec. And when Qodec recommends a puzzle, you really should listen. This has a 100% approval rating on Logic Masters Germany and 3 stars out of 5 for difficulty, which is an incredibly hard balance to hit. 100% and not making the puzzle really difficult. There are probably under 5 puzzles in the world that have achieved that distinction. So I've read the rules. I'm looking forward to having a go at this in a moment or two's time. But I've had a very busy day, a very, very cold but busy day. It's freezing here at the moment in the UK. And I spent this morning doing the Times crossword video. So if you enjoy cryptic crosswords, I'll try and remember to put a link on the screen to that. I spent most of this afternoon solving this puzzle by the great TotallyNormalCat. Now this is something that a number of you have been requesting. I don't know why suddenly we've had a lot of requests to try this puzzle, Broken Secrets. But anyway, I did manage to solve it. It is a beautiful, beautiful puzzle with some incredible logic. It is very much not easy. It took me a long time. Not quite as long as Phenomenon by Darth Paradox, which was nearly a 3-hour Lord of the Rings episode, and that is going to go on the channel tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. UK time. So if you really do enjoy very long Sudoku solves, perhaps have a look at that. Oh, and please, if you do look at it and you do like it, please drop a comment on it to tell us, because I am still far from convinced that there really is I suppose a mass audience for such long videos, except very, very occasionally. But Mark thinks there might be. So anyway, Phenomenon by Darth Paradox is tomorrow, and I will put my solve of this puzzle, because the Phenomenon solve has been on Patreon for the last couple of weeks. And I'll put my solve of Broken Secrets onto Patreon, hopefully this evening. So, but you must try that puzzle first, because TotallyNormalCat, it's just an absolutely brilliant Sudoku. Now, speaking of Patreon, I should mention that at 4 o'clock UK time, which has now passed, our monthly reward was released for December. So it's pinch punch first of the month, isn't it? It's 1st of December today. And this is an incredible pack of puzzles from the Skunkworks again. 100 Snackdokus. Now, a Snackdoku is a Sudoku. I think it has to be a 4x4 that is designed to only take a minute or two to solve. And 50 different Sudoku authors have contributed to this. It's quite incredible, each contributing 2 puzzles. I've been recording my solves so far, loving them. What I am so impressed by is it's obviously easy to make a trivial 4x4 puzzle, but to make a 4x4 puzzle where the solver has to just think for that, spend 20 or 30 seconds just thinking, oh, so how does it work? How does it work? It's really skillful. And then also, of course, not to make it too difficult. And well, the Skunkworks authors, we shouldn't be surprised now. They have done a fantastic thing. So it's a nice Christmas present. Do have a look at it if you're a patron of the channel. If you're not a patron, it's worth becoming a patron. It's only a couple of bucks a month just to play those 100 puzzles and get Advent off to a good start. Anything else I need to mention? Yeah, there are a couple of things actually. We've got our Kickstarter still running, so please do check that out. We're about to we did hit the 3rd stretch goal yesterday, so we're about to announce the 3rd extra puzzle author. Who could that be? We shall see. But yeah, I wanted to say just a huge congratulations actually to a couple who've been watching the channel for a while, and who have just had their first child, and I have a picture. Oh, sorry, that's a list of people who've solved the TotallyNormalCat puzzle. So it gives you an idea of how hard it is. Anyway, sorry, no, that was not what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you this bonny boy here. And this is Abel. And I know that Abel was born on the 28th of November. And I know this because his dad Abel wrote to me, and in fact Abel wrote to me about his wife Sydney, and they had a high-risk pregnancy. So for the last few months, I believe they've really had a hard time of it, but it's all been worth it with little Abel here. Obviously looking very well indeed, and we're absolutely thrilled for you both. It's fantastic news, and I'm delighted to hear that you've been able to watch Cracking the Cryptic videos, and they've sort of helped you through the bad times. I don't think you're going to need them to go to sleep any longer. I think sleep will be something that comes very, very naturally and very, very often whenever you can grab it. But many, many congratulations to you both. We are thrilled. So that's a lovely bit of news, isn't it? On a grey and cold day. And I've got one birthday to do today, which is to Maciek. Maciek, your friend Dominic wrote to us, and I think you're over in Katowice, which is a place I know. Well, I've never been there, but Katowice is where they hold the StarCraft 2 World Championships from time to time. So I'm very familiar with Katowice. And anyway, Maciek, Dominic wanted to say thank you to you for being such a great friend. And he said that the two of you share a love of architecture and Sudoku. And yeah, I can get that, actually. I think architecture and its geometry and Sudoku and certain geometries, that I can understand why those two things overlap. And Maciek, I hope you have a great day today with, of course, lots and lots of chocolate cake. Now, is there anything else I was meant to say? There probably is, but I can't remember what it is. So why don't we get cracking and have a look at Sphere of Influence and see what sdholmes, or is it Holmes or Holmes? I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, sdholmes or Holmes. Yeah, because Sherlock Holmes, isn't it? It's Sherlock Holmes, but then the US golfer is JB Holmes, I think. Oh, so now I don't know. I don't know what it should be, and I'm getting distracted. Anyway, these are the rules of the puzzle. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So we've got the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, in every column, and in every 3x3 box. A circle clue indicates how many low 1, 2, 3, 4 digits immediately surround the clue, including itself. So what we have to do is look in. So for this clue, you'd look in those cells and you'd count how many low digits they are, because the circle is counting low digits, and you'd put that number in that cell. It's as simple as that. Simple. A square indicates how many high digits, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, immediately surround the clue, including itself. So that clue is counting those cells. How many highs are in that 3x3, and then you put that number in there. Squared and circled digits themselves are not necessarily high or low, respectively. So what that's saying is that just because this circle is counting the number of low digits in that 3x3, that doesn't mean it is itself a low digit. That could be, I don't know, that could be a 6, which is a high digit, and that would just tell you there are 6 low digits around that cell. So yeah, it's quite an unusual rule set. I'm sure I've done something like it before, but maybe nothing exactly like it. But do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. And look, I get 2 given digits. Now this is an absolute festival of luck. Okay, I get 2 given digits, and I can't put 8 in that square for a particularly trivial reason. If I put 8 in that square, that's saying I have to put 8 low digits in 6 cells, and that won't work. Knowledge bomb. So 8 is in one of those squares, and maybe we should think about this cell. So that's that's counting the number of low digits in those 6 cells. Well, there can't be more than 4. There cannot be more than 4, because if there were 5, that would be saying that there were 5 1, 2, 3s and 4s in in those 6 cells, and necessarily you would have to repeat at least one of those digits, because in the numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4 there are only 4 digits. So that square is not only counting the low digits, it is itself a low digit. There we go, a tiny deduction. Now, I'm wondering actually if the correct way of approaching this puzzle is to colour it. Having done TotallyNormalCat's puzzle just a little while ago, I am in colour mood. I think I will colour it. So low digits, let's make those blue, because blue is a colour I associate with coldness and lowness, and we'll make high digits sunnier. And that will mean there's a surplus of sunny digits in my puzzle, which will make me feel warmer, hopefully. Right, what about that clue then? 8. So that's saying that of those 9 cells, 8 of them are high. So there's a great deal of orange in this 3x3. Yeah, but this has been positioned in quite a cunning way, hasn't it? You can't, you know, it's not like it's forcing 5 high digits into a box or something, or a row or a column, which would be really useful. It's actually not very useful. It's not at all clear to me, really, whether I can do anything with that. What about that one? That's counting high digits in those 6 cells. Ooh, that's horrible. So that could be a 6 even, I think. Make all of them high. And I'm not prepared to pencil mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 into that. What about the corner? Let's try the corner. So the corner is low. In fact, any corner must be a low digit, mustn't it? Because it can only be the maximum number of cells it sees. It's 4. So it must be itself a 4. That must be a 4. That must be a 4. Well, when I say a 4, it's got a maximum count of 4. So the corners are all low. And this digit is counting the number of low digits in the 4 cells. So it can be... Well, if it was a 4, let me think about that for a moment. If it's a 4, then this is a low digit, but the 8 clue would then tell you all of those 8 cells would have to be orange, because 8 of these have to be high, and if that was low, we'd know exactly which 8 they were. Don't know, actually. I'm not sure. I sort of want this to be low, but I'm not sure it's forced to be low. What about that digit? That digit is a maximum of 6. It's counting high digits. Oh, no, it's not a maximum of 6, because of where it's positioned. It's counting only a maximum of the number of high digits in box 4. Now, there can't be more than 5, can there? Because we're only selecting high digits of 5, 6, 7s, 8s and 9s. If we put 2 of those into this box, that would be a bad thing from a Sudoku perspective. So that square, I will pencil mark. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Which means I can't colour it, actually. It could be either colour. That one is counting... right. So this one has slightly different properties, because it's counting high digits, but it itself is low, so it can't be 4, because that would be saying there's 4 high digits in those squares, when that is definitely a low digit. So that is a maximum of 3, I think. That one is, again, so that one's a maximum of 5, and if that was a 5, oh no, oh my goodness me, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I've just seen where I should have started this puzzle. Oh dear, 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 dear. Qodec will be laughing himself senseless as we speak. Oh, I had not... Oh, at least there's only one of these. Oh, goodness me. Right. Okay. Well, it suddenly occurs to me that this clue is counting those cells, and it's right in the middle of its box, so it sees the whole box. So all you have to do is say, how many low digits are there in box 7? And the answer is 4, and that is therefore 4 bobbins. Oh dear, sorry if you've been shouting at me about that. I just hadn't got to this part of the grid yet. Now, is that helpful though? What does it mean for that square? So that square now, this is low. That is helpful. This has to be a low digit, because if it was counting high digits and we made everything that it could see high, it would still only be 4. And it can't be 4 because 4's appeared in the box. So it's a maximum of 3, I think. So that's got to be 1, 2, or 3. But hang on. Now that one, I want to say that's... Oh no, it's not. It's not counting low digits. It's counting... Oh, hang on. This must be a 1. Yeah, because there must be 1. I mean, it can't be a 0 here. It's counting the number of high digits in these 4 cells, and that can only be that one now. Sorry, it's another obvious point that I didn't sort of appreciate very quickly. So this is not a 1. That square is 2, 3, or 4 now. It can't be 1. It can't be bigger than that because it only sees those. And that digit is counting high digits. Gosh, it's very easy in this puzzle to make a mistake, at least for me, especially after I'm tired. I've been solving so much today. If that's 3, both of these are high. If it's 2, one of these is high. And actually, that's interesting. If it's 2, because one of those then is low, all the low digits in box 7 would be in these squares, and those would all have to be high. That square's 2, 3, or 4, by dint of it not being able to be 1. Is that useful? Probably not. That's also counting low digits. It feels very... Feels like I've got too many low digits in the bottom row. I can't quite articulate why. If that's 4, this would be low. That would be high. No, that doesn't work. Right, okay. That's not 4. If that's 4, we're saying all of these are blue. But now in the bottom row, I should have made that blue. Well, obviously it is blue, it's low. I've got 4 blues. So everything else is high, which means this is at least a 5. But I can't put 5. I can't put 5 blues around this, even if I make everything else blue, which I can't even do, actually, now I think about it, because this square cannot be blue if all 4 of those are blue. But you can't get to a count of 5 around around that area. So that corner is definitely not. So there's a 2, 3 pair in the bottom row. Let's make that blue again. I sort of want to say this has to be a high digit. If that's low, it's 4, then this has to be, it's the same point, isn't it? That has to be 5 again. But all of those, well, that would certainly be high. And therefore you couldn't make it work. You could only, oh no, because that would itself be low. Oh no, it wouldn't. It would be high. Oh god, and this is really confusing. Right, if that is low, this is definitely high. Therefore, this is definitely high because we've got all the 4s. And yeah, it's the same problem. That can't be high and simultaneously have enough low digits around it. So in fact, what we learn is that is definitely a high digit, which actually might be a nothing deduction, you know. It really might be a nothing deduction. Okay, well maybe a different question to ask is, can that actually ever be high? Not now. Once this is high, when I say can it be high, I mean, I do mean that. I mean, can this really, if that's a high digit, if this is an orange digit, we have to get to a count of at least 5 oranges are in those squares. And you can see now there's only 4 cells left. We can't, sorry, you have to get to a count of at least 5 blues in this set. And you can't. Oh, it's so confusing because you keep having to change the colour. And then that alters. Oh, I don't know if I'm making sense, but I'm finding this very hard to to solve in a sort of smooth linear way. But you can see if this is orange now, we're saying it's at least a 5, but it's counting the number of blues and there isn't enough space. So that is blue, and if that's blue, we now know it's 4 because it sees 1, 2 and 3 in the row, and the rest of the row is orange, so this should do something. How does this get to a count of 4? All of those have to be blue. We've done all the blues now in box 9, so all of those have to be orange. Ah, well that's something. Oh, no, we don't get a 3 in the corner. We get a 2 in the corner because we're counting the number of blues in that space. So that's a 2. That's a 3. That's a... Yes, look at row 8. I was going to say that's a 2 because it's the last blue cell, but it is. And that allows us to do a load of orangification. We've got all 5 oranges in box 8. This is beautiful. It's a beautiful puzzle. It's very strange, but beautiful. Now hang on. I was about to say, yeah, I know exactly what's confusing me. Is when I see a blue cell, when I see a blue circle, I want to say, well, it's true actually here. It is actually true here, but I want to say whenever I see a blue circle that it can only be a maximum of 4, but of course it's counting 9 cells, so it could be high, but in this instance it can't because it is blue. Therefore it is a low number, and it already sees 4 blues, so it is 4. And that's a 1-3 pair. Oh, I see, and there's a 2 over here somewhere by Sudoku. And this 4 is correct. So there can't be any more blues seen by this cell, so all of those turn orange. We get three square oranges attached to, well, we get 5 square oranges in a line almost, a syzygy of square oranges. That's not a 2, and presumably I'm meant to do something with these now. It doesn't look very obvious to me. What's that? So that's counting oranges in that space, which is at a count... Oh, it can't... Well, hang on. Hang on. Yeah, okay, that's counting oranges in that 3x3. And it can't be a 4 because there are 2 4s looking at it. So I think that's a 5, and that turns that orange as well, in order to make sure we've got the right number. So what's this square? 1, 2, 3. That's at least a 6. So it's 6. Sorry, it's 6 or 7, depending on what the colour is of this. No, I thought for a moment I could see 5 oranges in row 6. I can't. Okay. So what about that one then? So that's counting. That is a high digit. So it's at least a 6. It's already seeing 5. So it's 6, 7 or 8. It can't be 9 because this square is blue. This one is a high digit. So it's at least 5. But it can see only 4 at the moment. So that's 5, 6. That's only 5, 6 or 7, this one, because these 2 cells are undeniably blue and therefore low, so it can't get to 8s and 9s. This one, well, that's an interesting cell actually. That's a high number, so it's at least a 5. It is a... Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. It's really... It's lovely. It's lovely. That's a 5, I want to tell you. The reason this is a 5 is, in effect, what it's doing is it's counting the number of high digits in those 6 cells, isn't it? None of these can be high, so none of these contribute to the count of this, which is counting high digits in this 3x3. So these are out. So we're counting high digits in those 6 cells. But again, this is all within one box of the Sudoku. There are only a maximum of 5 high digits in any box of a Sudoku. So that is 5, which means that's not 5. And, well, that means all of these are blue. because we've got to cram in all of the orange digits into these 6 cells. Oh, that's beautiful. Ah, this is lovely. This Qodec, I understand exactly why you like this puzzle. Look what that's done. This 8 clue now, we've nipped the corner with a blue digit. So everything else is orange. Oh, look now. I've got all the oranges in column 3. I can fill them in. I can fill in all the blues. I've got all the blues in row 7. So oh, look at this. So these are orange, but the 2 in that sequence must go in the low digit column, mustn't it? Oh, can we do... Well, what else can we do here? So now, these digits... I can't put 2 oranges in here, because that would put 6 oranges in this column. So a maximum of 1 of these cells is orange, but I need 5 oranges in this area. 1, 2, 3, as those 2 have both got to be orange. And this is 1 of each. So we'll make that, we'll give that a flashing. And in this column now, because 1 of these is orange, I've got all the oranges. So that square is blue. Now, what's that doing to the world? Probably quite a lot. That square is now a 6 or a 7, depending on what that is, depending on whether this is blue or not, which might matter. What's that one doing? This one is counting high digits. Oh. This is quite a funny puzzle, actually. That is a 4, I think. It must be a 4, mustn't it? Because we're counting, again, we're just counting how many high digits are in that little area of the grid. But there's 1 high digit there. So there must be 4 in there, because there are 5 digits in the box overall. Sorry if that's been obvious again for ages. That's a 4. We've got a 1-4 pair here. Oh, that's quite, look, that's quite nice. We've got a 1-4 pair because we can't put 1s and 4s in high digit spaces. That gives us another colour. In fact, that completes the top row for colouring. So this is a sort of 1 of each situation as well. Ah, so what's... No, we don't know still what this is. Well, that's definitely blue. Ah, okay. So column 1 now. 1, 2, 3, and 1 of these is 4 blues. So these are both orange. And... Oh, no, I've made it... Oh, no, I haven't made a mistake because this is counting high digits. Oh, goodness me. It's so easy to think you've made a mistake or actually make a mistake with this puzzle. What's that then? That's a high number. It's counting at least 5 already. So, okay, so it's fine. It's going to be all right, whatever it happens to be. Oh, no, I see. Look at row 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 orange, 5 orange. So that can't also be orange. So that fixes this. Oh, whoopsie. That fixes this dichotomy, doesn't it? And these 2 have to now be blue. That's all 4 blues in this box, so that's orange. That's a 4, so that's a 4. Never one to knowingly undo Sudoku. What does that mean? That's a 2, I suppose. This is a 1-3 pair. And what does that mean? I don't know. Oh, come on, Simon. We must be nearly there now. How do we do this? We could... Do we know what that is? I've not even thought about this one, I don't think. That's a high digit. And what we're doing here is we're counting the number... Oh, we've got to be a bit careful with this, actually. So we're counting high digits in that space. It's difficult. Yeah, okay, I think this is a 5. Because what's the maximum count we can get to in this space? Well, we've got 3 highs at the moment, but only one of these could be high. Because if 2 of these were high, we'd have 6 highs in box 2. So a maximum of 1 here. Make that high, and we've only got 5 highs, which is the most we can have, so it must be 5. So what we're now learning, I suppose, is that this is definitely high, and one of these is high, and one of these is low. But that means both of these are low. Oh, look, and now we've got all the lows in this column. This is very well done. It really is, which means that's now low to complete the low-high split in box 2 and column 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. We've got 5 oranges in row 2, so that can't be another orange. So this can't be a blue now. And we need 1 more blue. Oh, look, in this row, we needed a 4th blue. It went there. So that can't be the 8, because 8 is not a blue number. It's most certainly an orange number. How could anyone think anything different? We've now got a 6, 7 pair in column 6. We've got a nothing. We don't know about that. So come on, let's just think about this. This is a 5. And the reason I know that is there's a 5 somewhere in this box, and 5 is a high number. It's got to be in one of those 2 cells by Sudoku, and therefore it's there in box number 1. Oh, that is counting 7 cells, because it's counting within that 3 by 3, isn't it? There might be other cells. What about that one? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a 6. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that could be 7 if that's a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. That's cute as well. That can't be 7. Because for this to be 7, we have to make that orange. And now we have a problem with this count, because this is also counting 7. So both of these would be 7 if we make this 7. So in fact what we must do is make this 6. We make that 6 and that 7. Now this is now complete, so that must be blue. But this is not complete now, so that must be orange. We've got all the oranges we've ever wanted in column 8, so let's make those blue. We've got all our oranges in row 5, so that's blue. And now I've got all my blues in column 9, so these are orange. 5 is a high number, so this is 5. Yes, 5 can only go in one cell in box thingy, otherwise known as box 6. So I've nearly done this, haven't I? Well, oh look, 4. There's 4 low digits, so that is orange, but it's counting low digits. Don't tell me. I probably have managed to prove this can't be a digit now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can't be 5. So that that does have to be blue by count, and that's good because that gives me a count of 6 low digits around that cell, and 6 does seem to go in there, and that actually puts 6 in the corner. So this is 7, this is 9 in the high digits of this row. This is a 2 or a 3. Oh, that's a 3. Oh no, that's great. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight losing its religion. It's a 3 because it sees 3 low ones. Sorry, I didn't see that. This one sees 3 low ones, so we can fill in all of the things that we didn't know about. That's counting 6. Maybe I've already done it then. That's a 2. Alright, so that was a short-lived explosion of activity. Okay, so we've got to do something else now. Where's 2 in this box? And the answer is in that square, because it can't be in these 2. And the 2 in this box is in one of those 3 squares. Oh, in fact, it's exactly there, so we can actually put it in. So that's a 2. How many 2s have we got? Loads. So we probably get all of them. That's all the 2s. That's a 3 now in this box. So this is a 1-4 pair, which we can do. This is a 1-3 pair, which we can do. That's a 3-3-1. This is 1 and 4. We can do 3. This is a 1-4 pair. Oh, I see. So we go 4-1, 4-1, 1-3, and that's the low digits finished as a Sudoku. So now we've got to do Sudoku again, but with the high digits. So that's a 6. This is a 7-9 pair. Don't see how to do that immediately. Ah, those are a 7-8-9 triple. So that must be 6. So that's a 6 by Sudoku. That's a 6 by Sudoku. We've done all the 6s. Have we done all the 7? No, not nearly. Well, although that seems to have to be a 7, so that must be a 9. And now we've not put 8 into this column. So we need 5, 7 and 9. So this is a 5-7 pair, because that square sees 5 and 7. Another way of saying that would be to say that's a naked single 9, this square. So that's a 9, that's a 5, that's an 8. We haven't put 8 into row 4. We've not put 8 into this box, so that's 9, that's 7. And that's not 8, look. Whoa, not 8. We need this to be a 7, it can't be a 9, so that's a 9. And what have we not put in? We've not put 8 into that square, so that's 8, that's 8, that's 7, that's 7, that's 9, that's 9, that's 5, that's 5, that's 7. Boom. Oh, no, 9. Maybe that's right. Let's see. Yay! Isn't that beautiful? What a gorgeous puzzle. 40 minutes of great fun. I think that's almost exactly what Qodec said it should be. 40 minutes of great fun, and it was. And 74 people have solved that in 2 days, so it's proving very popular, and with good reason. It's beautiful. sdholmes. Holmes. Take a bow. That was a very, very nice puzzle indeed. Loved it. And let me know in the comments whether you had a go and how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.